Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to Veda. I went through my Goodreads goal and I read 106 books. My goal was 120, so I'm definitely gonna reach that, I think. I'm already like 34% over where I need to be, but I was going through my books and I've read a decent number of books, but none of them, okay, I wouldn't say none, some of them were really good, but this year has been very mediocre for everything I've read except for romance. Romance has been killing it this year. So my top 5 books of the year so far are all romances, and then I did put one honorable mention that was a thriller, like the only thriller that I've enjoyed this year, question mark. Yeah, the only thriller. Well, okay, I read The Perfect Marriage by Genevieve Rose. I read this and it was fine. It was good. I think I gave it 5 stars. It was good. It was enjoyable. Here's the thing, it was very predictable and it's very domestic, and I don't read a lot of domestic thrillers anymore because they're all the same. And I know that a lot of people are going to be mad that I said that, but I'm sorry. I used to love a good domestic thriller. I could just open it up and read and finish it in one sitting, but domestic thrillers are kind of boring to me these days. So, I will talk about my favorite thriller of the year so far. I don't know, maybe at the end of the year I'll do like a video on my top thrillers and my top romance and separate them, but I really don't have anything else to talk about with Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney, which was like spectacular. I have read Alice Feeney in the past and didn't like Daisy Darker. It's a locked room mystery, and I'm not really a locked room mystery kind of girly. So I went into this with very low expectations. I think this was Alice Feeney's debut. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But you follow Amber Reynolds, who is in a coma in the hospital. And from her perspective, like, she obviously can't move or anything, but she's conscious of what's going on around her, so she hears her husband's voice, and she hears her sister's voice, and she hears everyone that cares about her. So when they come in the room and talk to her, she understands, but she's trapped because she's in a coma, so she can't move. And then you have previous chapters that are like, well, what led up to her being in a coma? What happened? Why is she in a coma? And what's going on in her life? It does lean kind of domestic. I'm not going to lie to you. But this one was different because she's in a coma. She can't do anything. And my name is Amber Reynolds. There are 3 things you should know about me. I'm in a coma. My husband doesn't love me anymore. And sometimes I lie. And it was such a ride. And I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I would consider this a popcorn thriller, because I do think, hey, if I had some popcorn, just sat here and read it, would have been super good. But I very much so enjoyed this. This is my favorite thriller of the year. This is my favorite thriller of the year, and I read it back in January. thrillers have not been hitting for me. So maybe going into the fall months, I will have more thriller slash horror slash mysteries to, keep me alive. But right now, romance are hitting. Romance is hitting. So I put them in order of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but they could technically change depending on my mood. So for today, in the 5th spot is All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata, queen of slow burn. Like, look, she's chunky. Almost 600 pages for a romance. Okay, and 597 pages for a romance. Some people will say that that is too long for a romance, and typically, here's the thing, I would typically agree, but I started reading Mariana Zapata books last year, and oh my god, she grips me from page 1. There's something about her writing, there's something about her character work, but more than that, like, I love a good romance because I remember them for the characters, but the plot is plotting. So you follow Aurora, who goes back to Pasadena Springs in Colorado, and she found this like rental apartment that was attached to this house, and she was gonna stay for a month and kind of go on these hikes that her mom used to go on. Her mom died many years ago, but kind of that's how she remembers her, that's how she connects with her mom, and she just wants a place to crash. While she's there, she meets, what's his name? Tobias. They just call him Rhodes because that's his last name. She meets Rhodes, and he didn't know that his son had rented out that apartment to her. So the first encounter was he grabbed his gun and he's like, "You can't be in my house," and she's just like, "No, no, no," but the son came and like rescued her, and it was so good because I'm like, oh my god, is he gonna kill her? But it's a romance, so is he? Super slow burn. Like, they get off on the absolute wrong foot, but it's not really Aurora's fault. It was more of the son's fault. But then all these intense things happen, and through these intense things, they slowly, like snail speed, fall in love. Then I have P.S. I Hate You by Lauren Connolly. This follows Maddie and Dom. So Josh was Maddie's brother and Dom's best friend. But notice I said was. Josh got cancer. Josh was diagnosed with cancer and he died. So now, after his death, so they're both grieving, Josh sets up like this scavenger hunt type thing. He had 8 destinations in mind for his best friend and his little sister, and he sent them along the way, and at each place they got a new envelope of a letter from Josh to them, and all they had to do was go to these places and spread his ashes. And it was so beautiful and so sad, and oh my gosh, I was having so many things happening in my real life with my brother, and I was like, oh, that's neither here nor there. But this was so hauntingly beautiful, and it's perfection. I was sobbing so hard because I really felt like I could have been Maddie. And like, if my brother, oh my god, I couldn't even fathom, like, if my brother, either of them died. Like, oh, okay, I'm not putting that in this universe. Please God, I did not put that in this universe. It is not like a rom-com. It's so devastatingly perfect. Then I have First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. This one was so cute. It was just a real good time, but it did make me cry, but not like sob. It just a couple measly tears. But you follow Aiden, who is a radio show host, who gets this call from like this 12-year-old girl who's basically saying that her mom doesn't believe in love and things like that. And then Lucy hears her daughter on the phone, so Lucy goes and she's, you know, is being interviewed on the radio about her thoughts on love, and it goes everywhere. It goes viral. And then the radio show host, Aiden, and his producer were like, hey, let's bring her in, she can be in person. So she did a couple guest appearances as his co-host, and you know what they say, like, slow burn of a romance between the two of them, because Aiden totally disagrees with her, but she's a hopeless romantic. And he has been on the radio doing like this love series for a long time, so he doesn't really believe in love. I think that's how it goes. And slowly but surely they kind of break upon each other's walls, break them down, and just fall in love. And it's got a really good found family aspect. It was just so heartwarming and so cute. Just cute. Okay? Then I have Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. We went from cuteness overload to terrifying. This is my favorite dark romance so far. I am still fairly new to reading dark romance, but this one is by far my favorite. So if you've read this and you have other recommendations, let me know in the comments below. But you follow Cora and Dean. So Dean is dating Cora's sister, and Cora is at a bar and she gets drunk. And no one is answering the phone, so she calls Dean even though she hates him. And he gets out of bed and he goes to pick her up because it's like 3 in the morning. And while they're going home, they get kidnapped and held hostage in a basement. And the things that they have to do to survive, so horrific, so terrifying, just irks me, and it makes me feel disgusting. And I hated every second of a lot of what happened, but I kept reading, and okay, it doesn't really tell you what happens, so I can't tell you, but oh my gosh, this dark romance was dark. Please check the trigger warnings. Don't just be like, oh, she said it's really good, I'm gonna go read it. No, check all the triggers, because there are some disgusting, terrifying things that happen. But I don't want to say I enjoyed this book, because that would make me a monster, but I enjoyed this book. Yeah, my second favorite book of the year so far. And my first favorite is The Godparent Trap by Rachel Van Dyken. This one also deals with grief. So you follow Rip and Kobe, and Kobe's best friend and Rip's sister die in this accident. Like, they're the same person. She died. Her husband was with her. They both died. And in their will, they left their children to Rip and to Kobe. Kobe was their best friend. Rip was her brother. And so they're like instant family now. Godparent trap. And they hate each other. They absolutely hate each other. I don't really buy the hate though. There's like different levels of hate to love. It was kind of like hate to love. But the banter was on fire. And this book had me crying from grief on one page and then laughing with their banter and their little small moments that just felt super realistic to me. And it wasn't just about the romance. I mean, the romance is a big portion of this book. But there were moments of parenting. And I don't think that you're going to understand unless you're a parent, or maybe even like a foster / adoptive parent. I'm a foster mother. And no one tells you. I mean, they try to warn you, and you take all these classes and you become the best version of yourself so that you can be the best parent that you can be, because the system that's in place is there to protect the children, and you are there to help protect and love and nurture those children too. And I'm getting so off topic. I'm so sorry, but I swear it connects. And in here, I felt like Rip and Kobe, neither of them wanted to be parents. They were like, oh, I'm fine being auntie or uncle, but I don't want kids. But then they got these kids. They were like entrusted with these children. That's like the biggest entrustment. The biggest thing I can trust to you is my children. And I just really liked the slower, more down-to-earth moments of this is what it's really like to parent. Not only to parent, but to parent someone else's kids. And like, there were some moments that were just like, man, that child needs some tough love right now. Or maybe you were too tough and now you just need to smother them with love. And it just really made me look at myself as a parent. Not that, I mean, I don't know if that makes sense or not, but this was truly a gift of a book. Oh, and let's just go there. The smut scenes, there aren't a lot of them, but they were on point in this book. It took a lot to break down their walls and to let them grieve, because both of them were like, well, I'm a parent now, I can't grieve. And then they were also trying to balance their relationship. Like, they hated each other, so they were trying to balance their friendship. But Rip went back to work immediately, and Kobe was stuck at home with the children, and she's kind of chaos. She's very chaotic and messy, and she says she's broken. And Rip is more, this is how we're going to do the things, this is the routine, this is, he's very stern, very, this is how things are going to go, no questions asked. And they have very differing styles, obviously, so they're very opposite, and I think that's why they dislike each other so much. But the banter between them, and like watching them crumble those walls that they had in place, and watching them even crumble in front of the children, or maybe not in front of the children, but for the children, in a lot of ways was so eye-opening and just so beautiful. It was just beautiful. And this is like heartwarming and heart-wrenching and like a soft kiss on my forehead, but also a tear in my eye, or a million tears in my eyes, and it was perfection. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel if you're new around here, and I will catch you tomorrow with another episode of Veda.